Hello friends, welcome back to our channel The Tuition Center. So yesterday we have talked about different panel, different switches, different windows, different boxes of After Effects. Today mainly we would be focusing on how to create new composition and how to start animation. You must be familiar with all the windows open right now, or you can go to our previous chapter or yesterday's chapter and see what all compositions and what are boxes are there and what are switches and what are panels are there in After Effects and what are their uses. So let's start with creating a new composition. So when you open After Effects, you can see in front of you it says new composition and new composition from footage. So when we click on new composition, it will create new composition, whereas new composition from footage means whenever you import any footage, it will create a new composition for that particular footage. So let's start with creating a new composition. Click on new composition. So this box will open, or if you are unable to find this panel when you open After Effects, you can go into composition and it says new composition. So we have talked about different type of setting yesterday. So to start with, it starts with the preset settings. Preset settings are the settings which will take your frame rate, width and height automatically when you select any preset settings. With preset settings, there are different type of settings associated with the preset settings. So as you can see on the window, these are the preset settings which are associated with your when you click on your preset button. So or you can choose custom if you don't want any of these settings. You can create your setting as well. So we will start with HDTV 1080 25 frames. So when you click on this, you will see that the width and the height have been or the numbers and pixels have automatically came here. Then you will select square pixels. The frame rate would be 25. Post that you can create you can set the duration of your timeline. So right now we have selected 10 seconds. So it starts from hours, minute, seconds and frames. So it takes the frames from here. Whatever frame you put in here, the same frame ratio would be shown in the duration. And then comes the background color. So you can choose any of the background color you want to. Then click on OK. When you click on OK, you can see one composition have been created in your project window. So hope you know this part of the After Effects is known as the project window. Plus you can also see that at the top of the window it's written project. So when you click on the composition, you can see the settings which we have done while creating the composition can be shown here itself. So it says comp1 1920 1080 10 second and 25 frames per second. So FPS means frame per second. So you can go into layer. So when you click on layer, you can see that we are unable to there is nothing activated when we click on the layer. It's because the top menu depends on the panel which you have selected. So if you have selected the project thing, the things related to the project would only be visible. So if you click on composition, you can see different type of things which are associated with your project window. Whereas when you click on any other panel, you can't see anything because it's not related with your project window. So to create a layer, you have to go into timeline, because whenever you create a layer, it goes into timeline and the reflection goes into project window. Now click on layer, new, solid. So here you can name your layer. So let's make it first can leave it default also, and if you want you can name any name you want. Second, we can see width and height. It's the same width and height which we have created composition of, but it's not, it doesn't depend on the composition size. You can increase or decrease the width and height of your layers. Then comes the pixels, square pixels, and so on. So now, if for example by mistake if you have changed the settings and you do not remember what's the setting of your composition, either you can go on, you can cancel it and go on to your composition and see what's the setting of your composition, or simply you can click on make comp size. So when you click on make comp size, it automatically takes the size of your composition. So if you click on this, so you can see that it's automatically it has taken the size of your composition. Here you can click and select the color which you want of your layer. So any color which you like to take of your first layer in After Effects, you can choose that color. Click on OK. So now once you have created your layer, your first layer, you can see there is a solid folder which have been created in your project panel. So it says that all your solid layer will automatically go into this folder. So let's say the project, and let's name is open the After Effects. So this is, as you can see, it has forcefully shut down. So that's why we say each and every time that before doing any of these steps, you must make it a habit to save your project, so that whenever it suddenly crashes, you don't have to regret it. So you can go into File, Open Recent, and you can click on the project which you want. So now layer have been created, and you can see in the project panel that there is an auto folder created, and under that auto folder you can see your layer. See this. So you can see the properties of this layer, you can see what's the name of that particular layer, plus you can see the size of that thing. Here you can see the layer have automatically came, and the associated feature with that particular layer are clearly visible in your timeline. So you can see here the on and off button which is denoted as an icon. You can see auto shy, lock, hide the layer, composition, the quality of your layer, what is the mode selected, and so on. So you can see each and everything here now. So let's create one more solid layer and see what happens. So like in Photoshop, each and everything shows you what's the shortcut of that particular thing. So if you want to create a solid layer, the shortcuts to create a solid layer is basically Command Y. So whenever you press Command Y, automatically the solid layer panel will open. And let's name it Animation Layer 2. Let's change the color of this layer to red. Click OK, and then click OK. So now here you can see that automatically when we have created a layer, it has gone into solid folder. So that's the way of After Effects to organize its things automatically. You can always, you have the option to take the layer out wherever you want it to be. It's not compulsory that it should be in your solid layer, but to organize your project, I will always guide you to organize things in a way that it's easy for you to find it. Plus you can also notice here that the color of all your the level of all your solid layer is red, and you can click here to to synchronize it in the way you want to. So you can click on name layer to short it. You can click on label if you want to short the composition level wise, which means the color wise. Now, so you know how to create layers. Let's if you want now what will you do? We can't see green layer, it's hidden underneath. Or if you want to create, or if you want to see both the layers, half part of the window you want to see green and half part of the window you want to see red, what will you do exactly? So let's on the grids, so that we can easily shift our top layer in the half frame of the screen. So let's go to title and action save, and let's press shift button and drag the layer towards the right. So now you can see your green layer as well as your red layers. Both are visible. So to start with the basic of the animation, the first rule you should know is how to create keys, because keys are the starting point of any animation, and if you don't know how to create key, it's like impossible to create animation. And it's just a click that you have to do while creating any key. So it's not a lengthy process that you have to follow, or you have to write X number of lines as command. It's just a click and you can create the key. So let's select the layer and let's press P. So P is if you want to position anything, and if you want any XYZ object to come from X point to Y point, then you need to use position to do that. In the same way, if you want to rotate your things, you need to press R on your keyboard, and the rotation field will open. Likewise, if you want to play with opacity is basically transparency of any particular layer. So if you want to work with the opacity, you need to click T on your keyboard, and the opacity parameters will open. Likewise, if you want to do scaling, you need to press Shift S, and the scaling parameter will open. So if you directly press S, then only S will open. Sorry. But if you want multiple keyframing options to be open with their parameters in one go, then you need to use Shift key with the shortcut buttons. For example, P for positioning, S for scaling, R for rotation, T for opacity, and so on. So in front of each and everything, you can notice this time type icon. It's like a timer watch, which we used to use generally for alarming. So that's the icon of your keyframe, and the first and the starting of the animation starts from here itself. So you need to click on P, and you can notice one diamond type icon. Let's zoom in the. So here you can let's make the things easier. Let's close some of the panels so that it's easy for you to understand the things, and it will give you an area to understand your timeline. Right, I think it's good to go. So whenever you click on T icon, when you click on this timer watch icon, you can see one diamond shape icon have appeared in your timeline. So it's known as basically the key, and make it a note. So you only need to create first key, rest of the key afterward creates itself. whenever you move that associated layer with it. So you can see the second key is automatically made. Plus you need to notice that the keyframe of that particular layer have been made at 0.0. It's on 0 frame. So that means it's basically on the starting point of your timeline. Now let's so for example, now if you want your red layer to come from left and then enter the screen, and the green layer should come from right and then enter the screen, what should we do to that? And the duration you want it to be in 1 second. So let's take our marker to 1 second, and when we say 1 second, it looks like only 1 second. But when you create, when you working on animation, then you will see that 1 second is not just 1 second. It's 25 frames in it. So it's like 25 images working together to form 1 second. So let's choose red layer and let drag it towards your left, and let's choose green layer and drag it towards your right. So when we drag the layer, you can see at 1 second you can see that the keyframe of positioning has auto been generated. But always remember, first key is never auto generated. You have to click on the key icon to generate first key. After first key, each and everything would be auto generated whenever you do any type of movement with your layer. So first key you have to make it. First key will never be auto generated. First key you have to click on that watch icon, and then only it will be created. Else there would be no animation. If you don't create your first key, there would be zero animation to your layers. So do remember, whenever you want animation, you need to click on the watch icon associated with the parameters and in front before the parameters. So let's see what's happening on this screen. So press space bar to preview your animation. What have you done? So let's click on the press icon. So now what happened? On the first frame you can see the layers, whereas on the last frame you are unable to see the layers. So it's like animation has gone wrong, or it's like in point has gone to out point and out point has gone to in point. There is a way to reverse keyframe, but we would not be talking about reversing keyframe right now. What we will do is we will rectify our animation. So let's rectify our animation. Let's go to the out point and keep the frame where you want it to appear, and let's do it for both the layers. Let's go to the end point and let's do the animation which you want in. So now if you play, you can see that the green layer is coming from right and the red layer is coming from left. So what is animation? Animation is anything which goes from X point to Y point. So if for example if I take the example of my hand, and it goes from right and it moves towards left, so this is animation. The opening of hand is also an animation. Anything which is moving and which you move is an animation. So for example, if you are riding your car, or if you are driving your car, so walking towards your car and sitting down into your car is an animation. Then starting your car is an animation. Holding your steering and rotating it's an animation. Rotation of tire is an animation. If you are riding the bike, movement of your rotation of a tire is an animation. Going from X point to Y point is an animation. Writing with the pencil is an animation. So any moving objects around you, movement of your fan is an animation. Opening of your door is an animation. So anything and everything which surrounds you and is moving, it's an animation. So movement of an ant, flying of a butterfly, movement of your lips, blinking of your eyes, taking out your glasses and wearing the glasses. It all comes under animation. Any movement thing is an animation. Whether so it can be big or small. So like we have moved our layer from X point to Y point. It's a small animation. But when we talk about animation, it's an animation. So anything from X to Y is an animation, or rotation and its all axis is also an animation. So because when you do the rotation, then also you are moving. So anything Y to X, X to Y, small to big, big to small, transparency to lowering the transparency and then doing the transparency to 100. It also comes under animation. So let's combine two things now. So first we have used position which is coming from left and right and then going to the center or half center of the frame which we are working on. So what if we want that the transparency of this of the layers should be 0 when it starts, and when it goes halfway it should be 100, and so on. So let's go to point 0. Always remember, so first key you have to create, rest of the key After Effects will create. So it can be you can create the key two ways. So either you can go to frame 12 and click on opacity for transparency, and then go to point 0. As we have hidden the thing, that's why we have right clicked and let's click. So you can notice that the second key is auto generated. So let's go with one layer and see what happens. Press on the space bar. So you can see the opacity of your red layer is not 100%. It's going from 0 to 100%, whereas the green layer is the transparency of your green layer is 100 from 0 or any way you go on to it. Now let's go to second layer and let's right click it, edit value, and see. Now both the layer transparencies, it starts from 0 and then it goes to 0.100. So you can see the difference. Like it's semi-transparent. Let's change the colors of the background to. So I've used the shortcut to change the color of the background. So if you want to edit your setting of the composition, you can go on to composition setting, which is Command K. When you click on this, you can get your existing composition setting on which you are right now, because in coming future you would be creating X number of composition in the project which you are working on. So after gives you flexibility to create X number of composition in the same project. So there is no limitation for the composition as far as my experience counts. So you can click and change the color which you want to. See, right? Now what if you want your green layer to come first and your red layer to join it halfway? So to do that, you will come at the particular frame from where you want your second layer to start, or any other layer to start, because we have only two layers in our timeline. That's why we are saying it's first layer and second layer. So if I want my green layer to start in the midway, so I will select my green layer and drag the layer to that particular point. So now see what's the difference. So now we can see that the red layer is coming first and then green layer is joining it midway. So here you can see what's the difference in the animation. Before you can see that both the layers were intersecting each other, but now it looks like that the green layer, or let's say the green layer, is basically coming from back side, but you can see around how much, 1 2 3 4 5. So you need to move your second layer five frame towards your right, so that it completely looks like that the second layer is coming under, it's coming basically from the back side of your red layer. Because if you see right now, you can see one jerk at the right side of the screen. It says okay, the green layer is coming from the outside of the frame. So let's move forward to 5 frame and then drag these second layers 5 frames forward. So now you can see it looks like the green layer is coming from the back of your red layer, right? Now what else? So the panel which are open right now, it says scaling and rotation is all. You can also apply scaling and rotation. So what's this? Instead of both the things, let's only make the scaling green layer. Let's see what does it look like. It depends on you, so you should make it 50 to 100. So now what happens? What's the problem? The problem is basically you can see the value when it's starting as well as in the end it says 0. Let's make it 100. So this type of problem will keep on coming. So let's place this space bar and see. You can see it. So now the green layer is coming from 0, it's going from 0 to 100. Right. Now comes your rotation. So on which layer would you like your rotation to be? Take the rotation. So now your red color comes rotating in the frame, and then your green color comes from back side of your frame. Now let's create one rotation keyframe for your green layer as well. Right, so now both the layers are coming and rotating in them. So you would have remembered that we have also talked about the motion blur. So let's see what does motion blur do. So let's see the thing without motion blur so that you can identify what does motion blur. So you can see the edges of both the layers are solid when it's right. Now let's on your motion blur. You can see the blur. See the difference. So after click on that icon, you need to click on this motion, enable motion blur. Then only the motion blur will be applied. So you can see as per the movement, it's generating the blur. So if you see here, see this. So that's the use of motion blur when we were talking about the panel, we have discussed about the motion blur. Now let's see the movement. What's the movement? Right. So it has motion blur with it now. Now what if we want green layer at the top and red layer at the bottom? Select the red layer. Select the green layer. Now you can see the green layer is coming from top of the red layer. Plus you can see that it's coming from outside of our frame and then going inside the frame. Okay. Now what should we do? So layering is clear and activating motion blur to your particular layer is clear. Plus the composition window is clear. Adjusting your layer and when should it appear is clear. Plus you can see the duration of the time and where is your cursor. It's an 18 frame basically. So if you see, so the green layer comes and it starts coming in the thing in 1 second. You can see the rotation. Make it in habit to again and again save the things. Plus if you want to off your title bar and action, you can click here. Plus okay, now what does this dotted lines do now? Whenever we are clicking on the green layer, they are associated dotted lines with it. So these are basically it shows you the position path of that particular line. So as you know, we have taken our red layer towards your left and our green layer towards your right. So it shows you the starting point and the end point of that particular line. What else you can do with the path? So you can add curves to the path. So to add the curve to your path, you need to click on the pen key. So you can add path Or you can simply make curves. Make so like you have created the curve in the green layer. So what changes does it bring to the animation? Let's see. So it's coming on the path, but the changes are not so noticeable because it's hardly for it's creative. So now what's happening is when we create a path, so you can see at that particular moment where the frame would be, the keys are being created. And when you move the key there, or when you make the when you play with the path, you can see the movement of your keys. That's the easiest way to create it. So let's see what happens. So you can see it happening instead of doing a smooth, it's jumping and coming into the frame. Right? So that was what tells you the dotted lines whenever you click on the infrared layer, it shows you. So when you click on the red layer, you can see the path of that particular layer is straight. Whereas when we click on the green layer, you can see that the path of the layer is not straight. It's going up and down and then in the frame. Plus, let's see how does it have affected your how have it affected your motion blur. So as you can see that the path of that green layer is more in motion. So you should expect that the motion blur to that particular layer would be also more when compared to the red layer, because the red layer path is smooth and it's straight. There is less motion in your red layer. So for example, let's off the thing and you can see the amount of blur it's creating to your layer. So it's basically the After Effects calculate the amount of motion or animation you have given to any particular layer. Accordingly, it decides the amount of blur should be given to that particular layer. Plus, here is the option where you can reduce and you can decrease the quality of your layer. So if I click on graph, you can see the quality of the layer have been reduced, but it helps you when the animation is complicated, because then you can see the preview at least in the graph quality or in the third quality or in the half quality or full. So you can see that the edges of that particular layer are going up and down, and if there would be any images, then you can clearly see the pixels also. So let's click on graph, so you can see that the edges of the things have been distorted. So let's import a particular layer. Let's import something so that you can easily see what does graph actually do. So now you can easily see. So the graph is basically it has distorted your images, whereas when we click on third, see the changes in the quality. But it's useful when the projects are complicated, so at least you can see the preview of your animation, else it would be very difficult to see the preview of the animation. delete it. So that's it. I hope that you know how to create basic animation and how to create layers, how to change colors of that particular layer. What if you want to decide I'm not liking green and I need to change the color of green layer. So to do that, go on layer, solid setting. So you need to select that particular layer first and then go to layer and solid setting, and you can change the color of that particular layer to any color you want to. Click on purple. Now you have changed your green color to yellow color. So that's it for today. So let's revise what all we have done. So we have learned how to create new composition. We have learned how to create layers, new layers. We have learned about keyframes, which is the main, which is the heart of it, which is the lifeline of any animation tool. We have learned how to apply motion blur to a moving object. We have learned how to change the background color of the composition in midway of the project. We have learned how to change the color of the solid layer in the midway of the project. We have learned how to import the things, how to save the things, how to rotate, how to scale, how to do animation with scaling, how to do animation with positioning, how to do animation with opacity or the transparency, how to do animation with rotation, and so on. So basic idea of animation, we have covered the basic idea of animation in today's chapter. So now you can easily create keyframes and animate your object from X point to Y. Feel free to ask any type of question you want, any doubt you have in mind. Plus, we have also seen how to adjust the motion path, or how to adjust the existing motion path from simply lining to up and down the path by creating different points. By using pen tool and creating different points on a path. There are many uses of pen tool, so it's mainly used for masking purpose, which we would be learning in coming chapters, the use of each and every tool. So that's it. So that's my bit and my dedication towards staying at home. Do hashtag at share your knowledge. I am sharing my knowledge and I am doing my bit by staying at home. Do stay at home and be safe, because that's how we can basically be part of saving our nation. So stay at home and save nation. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time with new chapter. Thank you.